Okay, today's in today's class I am going to ask you questions related to the subject geography. Okay, now first differentiate between the followings: ocean, sea, river. These are all water bodies, but the biggest one, then a little smaller, and then river smaller than sea, and lake smaller than river. Now tell me, uh, what is ocean?
Ocean is a
Huge water body on the surface of the earth.
And it is the deepest.
Huge water bodies on the surface of the earth are called oceans. Very good. Next point.
It is the deepest.
Not only deep, oceans are deep. All the Indian
are
oceans,
deep in the
Indian oceans, Pacific oceans, understood? They all are deep. Arctic Ocean, Antarctic Ocean, understood? They all are deep. Okay, fine. Now come to the next point. Any extra point? Example:
Yes,
Pacific Ocean,
and
Indian Ocean, etc. Okay, fine. Now tell me about sea. What's sea?
Sea is the sea is the part of saline.
Is a body of saline
body
water.
of saline water that is the part of the ocean.
Sea is a body of saline water that is a part of ocean. Very good. Very good. Very good. What is the next point you can add? Are seas shallower than the oceans?
Yes, sir.
Very good. What are the examples?
By
Red Sea, Caribbean Sea. Very good. Okay, now tell me about river. What is river? A river is a stream of water that flows in a channel down the slope of a land, right? Down the slope of land and finally flows into a lake or sea, isn't it? Now tell me the definition. Give me your definition. I don't like to put pressure on you.
Okay, can I give definition? Yes.
You just tell me, define
Yes.
a river.
River is a natural water body that flows towards the
Flows
towards the ocean or sea.
Very
It's
good.
called river.
Very good. A natural water body flowing towards the sea or ocean is called river. A natural water body flowing towards the sea or ocean is called river. But here the definition from your book is, well, how did your book define? According to your book, a stream of water that flows down the slope of a land and finally reaches a lake or sea, isn't it? Okay, now come to lakes. What do you think lakes are?
Lakes are the
Shallower water bodies.
water body of the river.
Shallower water bodies which are,
Down slope.
yeah,
It is a part. It is a part of the. It is a land. It is a part
surrounded
of
by
the
land
water.
and
Surrounded by the water.
surrounded by land on all sides. Right or not? Lakes are water bodies, understood? Right or not? Shallower or small water bodies which are surrounded by land on all sides. Understood? Then what? Tell me the next. Lakes, do the lakes have flow like that of the sea or river? Okay. Examples?
Examples: Baikal and Chilika Lake.
Oh my God, very good answer to the question. Okay, I would like you to explain. Tell me, define agriculture. What are two types of agriculture?
Two types of agriculture are
Okay, fine. Now I'll tell me what is agriculture.
commercial agriculture.
Agriculture refers to the cultivation of a land. If you are asked a question like what is agriculture, you must say agriculture refers to the cultivation of a land, isn't it? Then you define it. It includes a range of activities like growing crops, then cutting,
Down.
animals rearing, dairy, meat farming, etc. Right or not? Okay, tell me, what are the two main types of agriculture?
The two main types of agriculture are commercial
Subsistence.
subsistence farming and commercial farming.
Very good, boy. Very, very good. Okay, now come to question number 2. Two types of agriculture are subsistence farming and commercial farming. Very good. Now, can you answer other question? Why is shifting agriculture a wasteful method of agriculture? Shifting agriculture. Shifting means when the agricultural activities get shifted from one place to another. Understood? Or jhum cultivation. Understood? Now tell me. Shifting cultivation is a method of cultivation as people clear the land by cutting or burning the trees. This method what? Degrades the fertility of the land, right or not? Will you please answer this question? Why is shifting agriculture a wasteful method of agriculture?
In the shifting cultivation,
When the shifting cultivation means take the cultivation, the activities of cultivation from one place to another. Especially the tribal people in the primitive, in ancient times, the tribal people, what did they do? They used to cultivate, understood, a piece of land in a forest. But to cultivate that piece of land, what did they do? They used to cut down all the trees, clear the place, and then they used to sow the seeds. That's how they cultivated. After the crops were cut down,
sir.
after the crops are cut, what did they do? They used to shift their agricultural activities from that land to another land. And this is also called slash and burn cultivation. Understood? You are slashing and then burning, and then you are cultivating. As a result of shifting cultivation, what happened? Do you know? It degrades the fertility of the land. The land loses its fertility. Do you get it? So, shifting cultivation is a wasteful method of agriculture. Do you get it? You are cutting down trees, then clearing it, then you are sowing the seeds. This is how you are cultivating. After the crops are cut down or cut, then you are leaving that place and going to another place for cultivation. Do you get it? That is how shifting cultivation is done. And this is also known as slash and burn agriculture. Okay. Okay, now where is commercial farming practiced in India? Where is commercial farming practiced in India?
Commercial farming practiced in the villages.
Actually, on a large farms, isn't it? On hilly areas like tea plantation is a commercial farming, and it is in the state of Assam, Siliguri, Meghalaya, isn't it? Okay.
They're in Kashmir also.
Yeah, like apple, oranges. Okay, now can you differentiate between intensive farming and extensive farming?
Intensive farming
Is a system of farming.
that
Using.
Sir, I'm telling him by own.
Okay, fine. But if you
Takes
intensive farming, language of geography should be used. Intensive farming is a system of farming using large amounts of labor, right or not? Then
large amount of
Capital.
labor to cultivate.
Large amount of not only
in
labor,
large
capital
scale.
also. And relative to the land area. Relative to the, according to the land area. Okay. Now what is intensive farming?
What is
Intensive farming.
intensive?
To define it, what will you say? First of all, you need to explain what it is.
Intensive
A type of farming
is a systematic farming.
is a system of farming. Good language, system of farming. Intensive farming is a system of farming
That is
using.
using
Intensive farming is a system of farming using large amount of labor, capital, then relative to land area. It depends on how much land you have got. What is extensive farming?
What is
Extensive farming
extensive farming is a systematic
system
system of farming used to
using
using
small amount of
labors in large
and
scale
capital
and capital
in relation to the
in relation to the
area
smaller amount
area of land.
small amount of area.
Relative to the small amount of land, you have already said. Will you repeat small amount of area, small amount of area, small amount of area again and again? Only once. Mention it only once. Extensive farming is a system of farming using small amounts of labor, capital, the opposite of intensive farming. Extensive farming is a system of farming using small amount of labor, capital in relation to area of land being farmed. Understood? According to the area of land being farmed. You know, if you have a small piece of land, do you need a lot of labor? Why are you doing this? Is this a good thing to do? Is it a playground? Tell me. Is it a playground? Now tell me, answer this question. If you are not concentrating on what you are doing, then it's no use wasting my time. It seems as if I am wasting my time. Okay, now tell me. What is extensive farming?
I have
You have told, can't you repeat it again? Extensive farming is a type of farming using small amount of labor and capital. Intensive farming, a large amount of labor and is a type of farming, is a system of farming using large amount of labor and capital relative to land area. Then in the same way, you can define it. Extensive farming is a type of farming, is a system of farming. Understood? Using small amount of labor and capital in relation to area of land being farmed. Is that clear? Opposite. Then it is very easy to differentiate between the two. Okay. Another example of another point you can make on intensive farming. This type of farming, tell me. This type of farming needs plenty of labor to work in the field. Which? Intensive, no, plenty of labor, a lot of labor, no. This type of farming needs lot of labor or not? Lot of people are needed. And those who do intensive farming are rich people. Especially they are done in America, London, Japan, Germany. You understood? Okay, now another point on intensive farming. Tell me. This type of farming is very common in India. Is intensive farming very common in India?
extensive is common.
Intensive. Yes, intensive farming is very common in India. But if you go to Canada, extensive farming is done. Okay, you make another point on extensive farming. Extensive farming is where population densities
In large scale.
are low. Extensive farming is done where population densities are low. American population. Which country has higher population, India or America?
India.
Then it must be this type of farming is very common in India. Understood? What? Intensive farming and extensive farming is commonly practiced in the grasslands of USA, Canada and Australia. Understood? Because they have got less population. Those countries, their population is less than that of India. Their population is less than that of India or not? Have you understood what I'm saying then? So is it very clear? Can you write? If you are given a question, you find it difficult. Do you find it difficult anymore? You found difficult answering the questions only. Okay, now tell me subsistence farming and commercial farming. What is the basic difference between subsistence farming and commercial farming? Subsistence farming done to run your family.
And
If
the
I have a small
commercial farming is done for the
business.
and subsistence farming is done for a self-sufficient for manage your family.
To maintain your family, to run your family. And commercial farming is done
for your
business
business.
and to benefit from big businessmen. Understood? Big farmers, they engaged or they are involved in commercial farming. Okay, now tell me, subsistence farming is a self what? Is it self-sufficiency? What is this? Self-sufficiency. Okay, farming system in which farmers what?
Farmers are running their
Focus on growing enough to feed their family or to feed themselves and their families. Right? Another point on subsistence farming, farmers produce enough to sustain their families and sell or exchange with the local community. Right? Point number 2. And point number 3, parts of the rural Africa, parts of Asia practice this kind of farming. Few parts of Africa, few parts of Asia practice this kind of farming. What is this? Subsistence farming. Okay, what is commercial farming?
Commercial farming is the business that do a big
Commercial farming or commercial agriculture is a large scale production of crops. Why? For sale. Right? Okay. And in commercial farming, the crops are distributed and sold to the, tell me, sold to the world. Where are the commercial, where are the crops sold? Here I think your copy has information like commercial farming. In commercial farming, crops are distributed and sold to the world.
Sale to the world.
Is it? Sale must not be sold. Okay, fine. Now tell me, what are the examples? Where is commercial farming? Example, most commonly in advanced industrialized nation.
In America.
Commercial farming is done in most advanced industrialized nation, right? Commercial farming mostly common in advanced industrialized nations like Germany, France, Netherlands, USA, Canada, Australia, and almost all the European countries, isn't it?
Italy.
Italy also. This is what is this? You have done them. Please give the reasons to explain why intensive subsistence farming is done on small sized farms.
Intensive. Because they don't have much capital and land.
They don't have much capital and land. Very good. Very good.
And they do it for self-sufficient for run their
Intensive farming is typically characterized by small land, you are right, holding and plenty of labor to work in the fields. As this farming is commonly practiced in the areas where cheap labor is easily available. No? Huh? Okay, in this farming system, farmers use fertilizers, insecticides, etc.
for protect their
And-
crops.
and irrigation equipments also. For they would double what crop their produce, no crops, and small size farms could give a lot of crops by using these methods. What are these methods? Insecticides, fertilizers.
Protect their crops.
Hmm. Tell.
But sir,
Tell me the other. Examples?
examples like India.
Aja, what are the returns of commercial agriculture?
What are the
Features.
of commercial? It is done for it is agriculture. Commercial agriculture is used to system. Commercial agriculture is a system is used to do business.
This farming is a large scale production of crops for sale. This farming is a large scale production of crops for sale. What is commercial farming?
Commercial farming is a
Large scale production.
production to sell
Large scale production of crops.
crops to sell.
Because it is a farming, commercial farming. So, commercial farming is a large scale production of crops for sale. This is a capital intensive farming. What is capital intensive farming? Commercial farming. Another, commercial farming needs heavy machines and advanced technologies. Do not the commercial farming need advanced technologies, heavy machines?
Need.
Because if you do not use advanced technologies, heavy machines, you cannot do commercial farming. Okay, I'm going to ask you another very important question. What is plantation farming? Give examples. You know what is plantation farming? Arey, coffee plantation, tea plantation.
In the
Plantation farming is a type of commercial farming system where single crop like tea, coffee, rubber, etc. are grown using large what amount of labor and capital. Example, rubber in Malaysia, coffee in Brazil, and tea in India and Sri Lanka. Right or not? What is plantation farming? Please tell me.
Plantation farming
is a type of commercial farming system. Plantation farming is a type of commercial farming system where a single crop like tea, coffee, rubber, etc. are grown. Understood? Tea, coffee, rubber I have already told you. And especially, like rubber in Malaysia. Malaysia produces lot of rubber. Understood? Rubber in Malaysia, coffee in Brazil, and leave it, no.
and
Tea in India and Sri Lanka.
আমার কথাটা চুরি
Why are you speaking Bengali in front of me? I don't want you. If you are reading in English medium school, don't speak Bengali. I don't want you to speak Bengali at all.
কেন স্যার?
No, it is not necessary. If you are understanding, you need to understand in English only.
I'm not under.
Okay, you keep your mouth shut. Please answer my question.
No.
Answer my question. Why is shifting cultivation considered a primitive form of agriculture? Give reasons. Shifting cultivation is a primitive form of cultivation or not? Because the tribes still practice shifting cultivation. Understood? Shifting cultivation is considered as a primitive form of agriculture. As you point number one, what will be the point number one? Shifting cultivation is practiced by the tribal people or hilly or densely forested people of densely forested areas of our country, isn't it? And why are you doing this? I don't like it, do you want me to? I'll give this to your dad, and or I'll call him. Okay, now tell me. This cultivation practiced by the tribal people of hilly areas, densely forested areas. Understood? The cultivators do not lead a settled life. Cultivators do not live a settled life. Means the primitive people, the people who go from one place to another practice shifting cultivation, isn't it? If they lead a settled life, they cannot practice shifting cultivations. Means the people also shift with their agricultural activities from one place to another. These cultivators clear the land by cutting or burning the trees. The ashes enrich the soil and kill the insects and pests. So they do not need any kind of fertilizer or insecticides.
You have tell this again.
I have already told you, and if you can remember it, you will benefit from it. They do not use any modern irrigation equipments. Where will they get this model equipments for irrigation from? They will not get these equipments, isn't it? So they do not use any modern irrigation equipments. Explain subsistence farming. Give example. Subsistence farming is already described. You know what is subsistence farming? Please tell me again.
Subsistence farming. It is a self.
It's a farming system.
Farming system.
In which the farmers focus on growing.
In which farmers
Focus on growing enough food to feed themselves and their families. Right or not?
No.
The primary duty of the farmers that do subsistence farming is to run their family.
But you have made the word self-sufficient.
Yeah, subsistence farming is a system of farming in which farmers focus on growing enough food to feed themselves and their families.
Again you miss self-sufficient.
What? Subsistence farming. Where am I saying? I'm not using self-sufficient.
Yes, you have to because there is written.
Yeah. Self-sufficient. They make the farmer self-sufficient. Self-sufficient means when you are self-supporting. Nobody helps you. Your family is maintained by you. You run your family yourself. You do not depend on others. Is that clear? Okay, fine. Now, why are you doing this? Have I told you to clean the table? Don't you have people to clean the table? Okay, now I want you to answer my question. Farms generally grow food crops and use cow dung as what? Fertilizers. They also rely heavily on rainfall also. Farmers produce enough to sustain their families and sell the excess, understood, and exchange with the local community. This farming continues today in large parts of rural Africa, parts of Asia, and Latin America. You know, this kind of agriculture is still practiced in parts of Africa, Asia, and Latin America. Is that clear? Last but not the least, I would like you to please answer these questions. This is a very important question. I'm sure you can answer them. May I leave the question to you? What is this? Up to this? Up to this?
No, up to here.
Here only?
No, up to this.
This?
Up to this.
What? Up to that?
Up to this.
What is this?
Up to this now.
You want me to finish the class now? You want me to give you, let you go? Okay. If you don't want to continue, that's all today. If you have liked the class, please share it with those who you love. And you feel free to dislike if you don't find it good.